everyone. This is the Racing Statistics channel. Give everyone a moment. Make sure I don't have. There we go. There we go. We're live now. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or dead of night as it may be for some of you right now. Yeah, some of you in the UK and the Europe area, you're definitely dead of night right now because it's 10:50 for me right now, p.m. Central Time. It's still Thursday, the 5th of March. It's the 6th of March over in Australia right now. Early stream? It's a late stream for me. I mean, well, not that late. It's only 10:51. Again, we're 9 minutes away before we get to free practice 2. Is Victor Martin still? I don't think Victor Martin is still in FP2. If I don't remember seeing him in today in quali. Yeah, so there's a lot going on in F2. The big one for me is the reason I'm really interested in F2 is I want to see how Colin Hurd, and it's not a good day for him. He crashed out early on in the practice session earlier today, and he only did 14th in quali today. So not a great start for Colton Herta in F2, unfortunately. A lot of you might have heard about a grid penalty that Valtteri Bottas picked up at the end of 2024. Well, the regulations have been changed and they've been reworded. And the way the wording of the regulations come out, it basically wiped away the grid penalty. Basically, the grid penalty was grandfathered under the new regulations. And so basically, if after 12, like the grid penalty only lasts for 12 months. And after that, it goes away. It's kind of like a penalty point thing. So yeah, that is how that ended up being with Valtteri. Basically, a clean slate going into this race now. Yeah, it's 10:52 p.m. right now in Central Time. It's 11:52 Eastern. So we're just getting into the end of prime time USA here. Checking for Japan. It's March 6th, 1:51 p.m. here after lunch. I hope you had a good lunch. We did end up having 2 red flags. We had a red flag in FP3 quali, and then we had 2 in FP2 quali. I'll thank everyone over on Twitch, everyone on YouTube right now. Again, we're spooling up right now. We're about 6 minutes away to a green light to start FP2. Notable in FP2 was that both Alonso did not show up at all, and Stroll only did 5 laps. Notable was that Norris had an issue with his car as well. So these are people, again, what is going on with Aston Martin, God knows. God only knows. It is a mess. It is horrible. We're not even sure they're going to be able to race. In fact, they right now might be follow of the 107% rule. Basically, you need to set a representative time. The representative time is basically stated as about 107%, no more than, if you take the best time, you multiply it by 107%, that gives you the cut line. And Aston Martin has not met that cut line. So we're looking at about a minute 20 for a lap. 10% would be 8 seconds. So we're looking at 6 seconds is the cut line. Yeah, Aston Martin didn't make it. I mean, worst case scenario, we saw something like 5 point something on one of the Cadillac cars. That's still way under the 107%. So that is what we're dealing with right now. We have not seen a representative time from the Aston Martin, and that if that's the case, they may not be allowed to race at all. And that's again, that's taking into account they have to make a representative time either in practice or in quali to be allowed in. Yeah, this is representative time. If you don't make a time in quali, then they can look at one of your practice times for that reason. Looking at what you guys are saying. You got an accusation of Merck sandbagging? No, they're not sandbagging. Yeah, what you guys also saying. Hurricane says if pole is 1.118, then 107 is 120, 1.23. Most drivers will have set a representative time they'll count through. We've got 14 turns on our track here, and that's going to be important to note. We're using the C5, C3, and C4 compounds. Yeah, let me see if I got them in order. These are the three softest compounds that Pirelli is going to use this year. So we're looking at faster tires effectively. Two minutes to green light. 2 minutes to green light. Thank you, boss. It's 10:58 right now. At the moment, again, we are in Melbourne, in Australia. Did Ferrari have the weird back wing? No, they did not, Riley. F1 Racing F8 N44. I am concerned for Aston Martin. Yeah, well, if you're an Aston Martin fan, yeah, definitely. If you're a Honda fan, you definitely. This is not a good situation. And it's gotten ugly. It's gotten ugly since they got here. So it is one of those we keep an eye on this situation. Again, will they even be allowed to race is now coming into question. Yes, the bonus grid penalty has been removed, and it got removed in a weird way. Again, they rewrote the regulations and wrote the rules on about penalties, and by rewriting those rules, they basically They basically brought into a way to basically since the penalty is over a year old, it basically has just gone away. So effectively, if you have a grid penalty and if you don't race for over a year, that grid penalty goes away very much like penalty points on a driver goes away. Of note, we do need to keep a watch on Ali Bierman because he's got 10 penalty points. He's he's got 2 points away. Um, make you can go away. My God, people complaining in chat. Go away. If you want to go away, I will make it easier for you. Anyways, So Ollie Beerman has 10 penalty points. If he gets 2 more, he will get 12 and will get a race ban. And I believe it's May when the first penalty points start dropping off his license. So we do have to keep an eye on Ollie Beerman. And they have gone out. Oldenburg has started. There we go. Huh. My stream is ahead by F1 TV by a few seconds. That's interesting. It's usually the other way around. But anyways, Honda started even worse than they did with McLaren. Yeah, I mean, this is weird to see that Honda. I mean, it's not the same Honda that won championships with Red Bull. Let's be honest. So we are got a pit lane. It's all meshed up. Alonso car fixed it? No, because he didn't even go out. All right, so we're looking at which car? This is probably Stroll's car. There's no front wing. The nose is off. The tires are off. Nothing happened. What are the Mercedes cars? Did they hit someone? They're taking off the nose. Yeah, taking off the nose and the front nose wing. This is odd. They just took off the front nose ring and they're putting it back on. Yeah, because they were pushing on it and it was bouncing a little bit. Who? Oh, it's like Russell hit one of the Racing Bulls. Um, okay, so Russell came out, tried to get in front of one of the Racing Bulls to get into the lane, and it's Lindblad who. So it's the Racing Bull of Lindblad who ends up hitting Russell. Oh my god! So we had an Ellie. What just happened? A yellow flag. Why? Going back green. It looks like someone went off track. Okay. Here's Norris. Trying to figure out what just happened. A lot is happening. Like, yeah, that was Lindblad blocking up. But then I think one of the Alpines is driving slow, which is why that's what's up. Stroll is out on track, true, but how long will he be on track? This is an outlap right now. So far, we haven't seen Max, Perez, and Bottas out on track. Who knows if Alonso's going to come on track? Those are the four in the pits. Everyone else is on track at the moment. Hamilton makes a 121.506 lap. That's top of the board. That's more representative. Stroll probably going to do another 5 laps. Yeah, that's probably what we're looking at right now. Stroll doing 5 laps. It's Colapino going derp. Looks like he's not going very fast. Here comes Hamilton. Showing Hamilton's replay. Hamilton has to get out of the way of. So Hamilton has to get out of the way of Colapino, who's probably in one of the lanes. And as he makes that move, you can see Lindblad up at turn 1 locking up. This is 5 minutes and 6 minutes into this session. We've had way too much action. So it looks like something has happened to Max. Has something happened to him? A Marshall has touched his car, though. So what's going on with Max? So Max has lost his engine. He's stuck on pit lane. The marshals have come to him. They have touched his car. Now, granted, this is not a race, so yeah. Well, it's they're losing their power coming out of the pit lane. Melbourne, not Belmore. Okay, thank you very much. I'm not Aussie, so God knows I'm getting things right, anyways. So we've got right now Russell, Antonelli, Hamilton at the top of the board. Right now we've got Leclerc on a lap. So race control, Stewart's pit lane incident involving cars 41, Lindblad and Russell will investigate after the session. Oh boy. No, it's Melbourne. Yeah, I thought it was Melbourne. I'll go with Melbourne. That'll piss everyone off. Thank you, Zinc. On racing, hey, yell, yet NASCAR fan. So Lewis right now Hamilton is right now cooking at the moment. Russell cooking at the moment. Fastest first sector for Russell. Fastest second sector for, well, Hamilton had the fastest second. Russell is now taking the fastest second. Hamilton is taking the third sector right now. And it's gone to the top board, 120.903. Russell's cooking right now. Fastest first and second sector. Doing well in sector 3 as well. Lawson cooking right now. Isaac cooking right now. Who else is cooking? Behrman and Albin right now with times that are green. Bottas with times that are green. So here comes Russell to the line. And he does not improve in sector 3. He's lost time. He lost a 10th over Hamilton there. He did 34.96. Hamilton did the 34.8. Difference of 81,000, which is the 10th. That's where the 10th he really lost. He lost it in the third sector. So Russell comes in at 120.984, 0.81, 81 thousandths behind Hamilton. Antonelli is 523 behind Hamilton. So, you see, Science, Behrman, Damon's 13th, didn't really improve his plays. Albin has a new time, 123.57, though they're over 2 seconds. Hulkenberg goes up to 6. He's 88.54 behind. Fastest second sector. Clerk finishes his lap. He's P4, 121.478 after that lap. Bottas moves up to 16th. Oscar moves up to third, 121.076, 173 behind Hamilton. So Hamilton, top of the board right now. If you're a Hamilton fan and you're a Ferrari fan, um, yeah, stop the count. No, it is 50 minutes left to go in this session. Again, this is Crash with you live. And I'm totally confused. What I'm gonna. Yeah, you guys are confusing me in chat. I think you're doing it on purpose too. Anyways, moving on. Colpino is under investigation. Thank you. Thank you for you guys giving me race control messages. I don't have those at the moment. Yeah, I don't have race control messages. Well, Colpino was moving so slow, Hamilton had to react. So I wondered that if that was the race control mess. That was the issue. Blue Hawk saying it looks like an unsafe pit exit by George to me, Shay. Yeah, I think it's going to be unsafe pit on George, because basically he had no business putting his nose into the pit into the fast lane the way he did. Blue Hawk thinks that Copino, it does doubt that Copino is going to get a penalty. That's a good question. That's a good question whether he'll get a penalty or not. And being in an Alpine, and then they start throwing out penalties for driving slowly. Well, it's also driving slowly on the racing line, and Hamilton um, was coming down that straight for the racing for that racing line. No, no, they will hand it if you are like blocking legitimately in practice. They'll throw that at you. No, they'll throw penalties at you in practice sessions, and have done so. There was a few times last year Hamilton picked up a grid penalty in a practice session. So Oscar's got a purple first sector, but not. He's done a 17.8, so he's 3/10 off in sector 2. Bierman set a new time for himself with 122.78. That is 0.91977 behind Antonelli. Antonelli's the one on top of the board. I missed that. 120.801. The Oscar has now gone P1, 120.638. So Antonelli's 163 back. Hamilton is 265 back. Russell is 346 back. Leclerc is 804. Isaac is 1064. Max hasn't been able to get it on track. It looks like his engine basically stalled and failed on him before he got. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It may be like Lindblad. It's going to take. They need to go tinker with the engine, get it back into working order before he gets on grid. Statistics saying that Alonso is preparing to come out. That's interesting. Alonso getting on track. Alonso on pit out. Here we go. It's him gently moving the car out. So Alonso now out on track. So Rufo is reporting that I think it's Checo's car that's having a sensor issue right now. Yeah, Perez's car is his driver feed is off. So is Antonelli's driver's feed. I believe Antonelli's he's in the pit, so that would be why. Oh, I can do multi-view. The new multi-viewer. Oh, that's cool. So right now, let me see, where is Alonso looking like? Still on his outlap. He's gone out on soft tires. Interesting. Behrman got 3 points in crashing the pit lane entry during practice. I think those are some of the three penalty points that are still on his license. Hurricane. I mean, they scream GP2 engine, radio, and then pit. Oh my god. So here is Alonso on his first lap. He's done a 32.114. So this is not a very fast lap so far. He does a 19.106 in sector 2. So off of Oscar's time, he is 4 seconds off in sector 1 and another 2 seconds, almost 2 seconds. So he's 5.5 seconds back already after 2. Norris goes to P14, 122.712. He has not looked good today, and I don't know why. If he's not like, is he not just? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Norris. He hasn't looked good today. Here comes Alonso, and he's going to come in and pit. So this is going to be effectively an installation lap. Two laps on that car, and that is it for Alonso right now. Oscar setting a new best time, 120.638. That puts Antonelli back 163, Hamilton back 263. Russell right now he's cooking right now. He's got 2 purple sectors. See who else is cooking. And he's the only one that is. So right now, Russell, he's out on new soft tires. That's interesting. And Antonelli's out on new soft tires. Russell to the top of the board, 120.049. A full purple lap. So why is Lynn stopping at every pit every time? That's a good question. He is in the pit now, so I don't know what is going on. Again, I do see he came out and came right back in the pits. Stroll right now on a pit out. This is interesting. This is getting interesting. Are we starting to see Aston Martin get their stuff together? Maybe. People are, and Antonelli goes P2 120.227, 178 behind Russell on that last lap. A lot of people are being unfair to Aston Martin. Someone said it's a losing team on the grid, wouldn't buy anything from their sponsors. Problem is, dude, you probably couldn't name me any of their sponsors. Hamilton just improved in his time, 120.63. He's 0.588 back. Norris is the only other person who has improved in their time recently. No one's cooking right now. This is interesting. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 people on the grid, though. Grant, one of them is Stroll, and he just came out of the pits. We'll see if he comes right back in. I mean, Valvoline's actually one of the sponsors on their car. I mean, they're actually a major brand in the United States. It's not going to affect Valvoline that Aston Martin is pit not doing well at the moment. Thanks for asking. For the tires, what does it mean that when there's a line going through? I was looking at Norris tires data, 2 tires, but one has a line through it. So those lines you're seeing going through a tire means that is a used tire. So we look at Norris. Basically, he put on a fresh set of hard tires, did 4 laps, came in, and then he went back out on a set of used tire, which is probably the same set of tires. It did 9 more laps on them. Russell just improved on his time, did a 120.049. That pushes Antonelli back just a little bit. Only a few thousandths difference between his previous best and his now current best. Balmont's this year's F1 car gives share shovels to drivers because the electric drivetrain is 50. Yeah, so the 50-50 between the battery, the drivetrain, and the electrical systems and the internal combustion system. And we'll see how this goes. I don't think that 50, and I think that 50-50 split's already starting to shift a little bit back in favor of the internal engine. So Stroll does actually put a lap time in. Does a 127.214. No, Stroll's not in the pits. He's still out. We've got 36 minutes left to go in this session. This is Dan Grash with you live with coverage of FP2. We had a very crazy first 5 minutes of FP2. One of the 2 things have come out. One was that Russell basically put his nose into the fast lane, and Lindblad went over his wing. And there was a moment where they had to refix the wing back to his car to figure out what was going on. Next, we had Colapino driving slowly, what would be I would consider in the racing line. And we had Hamilton come up behind him at speed and had to react to him because he was going so slow. It was a little bit scary. What's interesting is that after Hamilton passes Colapino going putt in the fast lane, you can see Lindblad blocking up ahead of him. So he had just passed the start finish line, and Lindblad was now going into turn one. So was our drama going in. We have seen Alonso get onto track. We have seen Stroll is currently out on track. Perez has an electrical issue, has an issue with his car, and then Verstappen basically his engine, as he was leaving pit lane, his engine basically dropped, and it has been pulled back. And it's kind of what happened with Lindblad in FP1. It's what the best I can say, what it looked like. So they have rolled Max back to the garage. P5 121.358 is 1 second point 415 back though. Oscar's P4 he's 0.695 back. Hamilton is just a 1,000th faster, so it's 694 versus 695, literally. And then Russell is 106 behind his teammate. Antonelli, who does a 119.943. In fact, that's actually the fastest we've seen. It's the first under the 120s. Okay, Ocon is the fifth with a 121.1179. Bierman does a 121.326. Now these are all over a second back. Ocon 1.2, and then Bierman almost 1.4. Norris is 1 point, almost literally 2 seconds back. So I don't know if they're doing something with Norris or he's just having a bad day. I just can't. It's one of those I just can't tell. He is on a hard tire, so he's not on a soft tire. Albon just went 12th on a soft tire, 121.847. That's 1.9 back. Hulkenberg goes to 8th, which is 1.4 back, almost 1.5 back. Lundgren has the fastest second sector. He's improved in sector 1, 28.5, almost 0.6. So he's about 6/10ths back in sector 1. That puts he improves in sector 3. He gets him up to 5. He is 1.168 back behind Antonelli. So that does put him into 5th. So we're getting bigger gaps than we saw last year. I mean, last year they were packed within 2 seconds. And now we're seeing bigger gaps this year now, which is what the new regulation is supposed to do. So in that regards, it is working. I mean, we'll see where things happen tomorrow in quali. Can I get the Discord link for streaming? You misunderstood what the Discord link is for. And Russell is going through the sand. Guys, what's going on with Verstappen? Can someone tell? Yeah, so Max tried to come out earlier. So he's finally now getting onto track now for the first time. Earlier in the session, he tried to leave, and that's a replay of Russell locking up, missing the turn, going through the gravel pit. So earlier, Max basically was leaving the pit lane exit, and something went wrong with his engine, and it dropped. And it stalled. So they've basically pulled him back to the garage, have reset the engine. He's now gone on and done a 122.210. That's 222.267 behind Antonelli's time. So Max is over 2 seconds right now. Now, granted, this is his first lap out. We'll see if he's on a cool down lap right now. So we'll see if the next lap is a faster lap. And he is on a medium tire. And it's a fresh medium tire. I think because Max didn't actually get out on track, it didn't count for being on track. So several cars are on track right now. The big ones right now. Isaac just went P5, 120.94. He's a second behind Antonelli. So it's interesting that we're seeing these second gaps right now as we hit this time in the hour. Because this is the representative time of what quality in the race is going to look like. Clerk going to P3, 120.380. It's 0.437 fastest second sector. I don't see anyone cooking at the moment. Take a moment. Someone's been asking who's Lewis's engineer, and I don't know who Angela is Lewis. I did not know that. I hope that's the correct information. What's your opinion about Lynn? That would be Lynn Bad. Do you think he can dominate this year F1 leaderboard? No, he's a rookie. He's a rookie dude. He just graduated from F2 last year. He's our only new driver on the grid this season. And Graham's asking, when do you think Aston Martin will solve their problem? Well, it's not a single problem; it's multiple problems, and I don't think. I mean, we're looking maybe. They're not going to look good this weekend. Um, they're probably not going to look. I mean, we're looking at 3-4 races before they got their hands on where their car is. To be quite honest. Some problems will be solved pretty quickly, but all their major problems, um, it's gonna be like 3-4 races minimum to get into place to be a back a mid marker team competitive. So no, the only one who's done a sub 120 time has been Antonelli. He did 119.943. So he's the only one who's gone below that mark. We've got several who, again, P2 through P6 are in the 120s. Max just did a 121.080. So he's about 80 thousandths within that 120 range. He's 1.137 back. So Max is just he's getting better with the car with each push lap he's doing. If Adamant's was resolved, how fast we have no clue. Lindblad just went P6, so 120.922, head of Isaac and Max. Red Bull, we joke that Red Bull, the Racing Bulls is just another Red Bull car. But I mean, like, Lindblad is 6, Isaac is 7, Max is 8, and Loss is 11th right now. So that is to keep an eye. They are getting. Battle Monster, why DS is removed forever from F1 or it has been removed forever and been replaced what's called active aero. So there are 5 straights on the track. So the first one is from turn 2 to turn 3. After turn 2 to turn 3, I should say. After turn 5 to turn 6 is the second one. Then from 8 to 9 is the third straight. That's the big S. So then after turn 10 to 11 is the other half of the back half of the course is the fourth straight, and then the last straight, and I count it because it's turn 14 to turn 1, and I don't count that as the first one because drivers are not allowed to use straight mode. So this is where straight modes. So that's one of the things that replaced DRS. The next thing is basically there is overtake mode, and so after turn 13. Between turn 14, there's a detection point. If you're within a second, you can then you get more power, more speed out of the car with overtake. And then finally, they have boost, which is basically using energy to overtake, attack, defend as they see fit. And these are the three pieces that have replaced DRSR. Again, it's now bringing, and that also brings in battery management, which we haven't seen before. So I'm seeing people doing calculations. Current 107 time is 125.539, given Kemi's best lap right now, and that would put the Aston Martins out on the outside right now. They haven't made that lap time just yet. Now Alonso is still on track. He has improved in sector one. It's a 29.57. So that's 2 seconds back, which is a better start. Even feeling bad for Alonso, but praying Caddy cannot be not last in their first season. And as I'm saying that, Oscar just went top of the board, 119.729. He's 2.14 faster than Antonelli. Improved in sector two, sector three, fastest sector one. We've got Leclerc right now on a flying lap, who's cooking with second sector purple. Let's see who else is cooking at the moment. Gasly's cooking. Alonso's somewhat cooking. Comes Alonso. Alonso makes a 125.552. You guys, what was the time? He's on that line. Um, he looks like he's just on the outside by a few thousandths. So the thing with Cadillac is they're probably one of the best prepared teams to come into F1 in quite a while. And they're not gonna be last. I do honestly think that Checo and Valtteri are gonna earn points. They're gonna catch people off guard, and they're gonna basically pick up points. And basically once Cadillac earns those first points, I mean as long as Cadillac earns points, they've made their season. So Clerk was a 120.291 in his last lap. Max did a 120.336. So 0.562, 0.637 respectively for Leclerc and Max in those regards. I don't know about if they're now still doing race pace because Russell just came out of the pits. So here's Russell. Let's see if you look at what he's going to do. How do you get all these infos live? I mean, we're using several different pieces of software. One of them is called Multiviewer. Now, unfortunately, with Multiviewer, you do need an F1 account, particularly an F1 TV account with like a premium account, basically to get the data that you need for F1 for a Multiviewer. Now, for those of you in the United States, if you can link your F1 TV account to your Apple TV account, and by doing so, you get F1 TV Premium free for being an Apple subscriber. And I've done that, and it's actually not that hard to do. Basically, you go to the F1 TV app. So I had to do this on my phone. I had to go to the app on the phone, and from there, they're like, "Hey, do you, do you want to log into your Apple account?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I just did, and they're like, "Oh, you're an Apple user, and you've got an account. Hooray!" And they assigned me F1 TV Premium. So it is not a hard. For those of you in the United States, it's not hard to get F1 TV. And I'm actually watching F1 TV as opposed to Apple TV. So that's something. I'm the stick and mud hardcore. We gotta watch it on F1 TV. It'll be interesting to see what the Apple broadcast looks like if I ever get a chance to put that on. Actually, let's take a look. Let me see what. Okay, so I just okay. So the only difference between the F1 broadcast and the Apple TV broadcast, um, there is there's the so on F1 TV there's the F1 TV logo on the upper left upper right hand corner. That's been replaced with the Apple TV logo on the Apple TV broadcast. Having said that, it is the same broadcast as F1 TV. It is the international broadcast, not the Sky Sports broadcast. If I might find an excuse to let us to start the race anyway, it's getting they're basically going to be doing a short testing session. I mean, there's so many rules that we might not even not know about. Um, so under 19 minutes left to go in this session right now. This is free practice 2 for the Australian Grand Prix. We are here live on the Racing 6 channel, and this is Crash here. Sean Rex, I don't care what the difference is. I will absolutely never give that corporation money. Well, I live in the United States and I need to watch F1 TV. And so I have to, I'm basically paying Apple to I'm paying with a few extra bucks to get what I was getting last year with F1 TV. No, they're not using the, no. They're not replacing the commentary. Audio. The only difference between F1 TV and Apple TV is basically there's a difference of the logo on the screen. Video, audio, they're both the same. Antonelli on push lap. Someone says Norris improved in sector 1, but not in sector 2. He is half a second off in sector 2. And Norris goes up to 7, the 120.794. He's just over a second, 1.065. By the way, will Bahrain and Qatar and even Saudi? We don't know. The answer with the Middle Eastern that are coming up, we don't know, and we won't know for another week or so. So. Hi, just a question. What's the blue mean on the microseconds? That's basically that cars are either entering or exiting the pit. And welcome to Cactus Premork over in Twitch chat. I want to thank everyone over here in YouTube chat, like Blue Hawk. I know Shay is here. Shay, there are more of you. I know more of you were here. But those are the two right now that I can see. Basically, with me, we are all subscribers to the channel. So we're basically throwing a few bucks a month to help keep the lights on. One of the things that we get is we do get a free super chat, and we get access to a set of emotes. See that? So we got a set of emotes that are specific to our channel. I see that Norris and Verstappen have been updated. Why is Cadillac cooked? Prez hasn't left the pits. There was an issue with his car. Oh, Bottas had a bounce. Nothing. It was wiggly. I was a bit squirrely with Bottas, but he didn't lose control of the car, and that's probably the most important thing. Rowdy Catfish is back over in Twitch chat. Thank you, my friend. I'll say right now that in regards to the Apple TV, I mean, a lot of you are like, I don't want to search it. But again, I was paying F1 TV for a service. I'm now paying Apple for that service instead. I'm paying a little bit more, about 17 bucks more, but I'm getting the Apple subscription service. So I'm getting TV shows that I haven't had a chance to watch. And then the other big one is that I'm getting Drive to Survive with Apple TV. That's really crazy to see that. And so I don't need to get a Netflix account to watch Drive to Survive. So I feel like I'm getting my money's worth with my Apple TV account. Apple also has MLS Sports, Major League Soccer, and they're also going to have MLB games on their channel as well. As a Red Sox fan, I know there's going to be at least one or two games for the Red Sox on Apple TV. So I'm getting my money's worth. It's not, is there's definitely a difference between Apple's service and Netflix service, and we'll say Paramount Plus service. So yeah, so I'm going to ask you not to dive into the war, because right now, yes, there are attacks being made in countries where F1 is going to hold races. We don't right now don't know the state of those races. We do know that WEC canceled um, canceled with the potential to reschedule their first race in Qatar later in the year. A lot of people are saying they are hearing that certain tracks might come back. Given that we're talking about a month to some of these races, the logistics, the commercial responsibilities, as well as there's so much involved. I don't know they will be able to use those tracks in time. Bottom line, I just don't think they'll have time to have those tracks be ready to go in such a short amount of time. I mean, I do want to point out when COVID hit. I mean, they did like multiple races at Silverstone. Cars are 30 grams lighter, but they also start with 30 grams of less fuel. I don't think they changed the fuel. The fuel. I don't that was not something that was changed. They are not all 30 grams lighter. They are potentially should be 30 grams lighter, but you've got like Williams. They're not 30 grams lighter. They're actually overweight, and several cars are overweight as well. They could double Suzuka, which has races all the time, anyways. Yeah, but you're also but Suzuka has races all the time. Um, ooh, which Red Bull did I just see? Oh, that was Max. Max went off track and lost part of his wing. What just happened with the Max? Going around. Yeah, Max just went wide and went off track. Went through the gravel. They're showing a replay of him going over. He's over the gravel, bouncing around. He lost something off the back of his car. Okay, I thought it was front wing. It was in the back of his car. He gets back on track. So something off the back of his car. Max lost something off the back of his car as opposed to his front. Joe Pino, does ESPN not show F1? That's correct. It's no longer on ESPN. Apple is the broadcasting partner in the United States, so you need an Apple account, Apple TV account, specifically Apple TV subscription to watch F1 TV streaming to stream F1 TV now. Apple will show. They haven't been specific on. I haven't found anything specific with Apple, but they will show. There are going to be sessions that are going to be live on Apple TV without needing a subscription. So, can you listen to the driver radios on Apple TV? I actually don't think you can. Specifically, there's not the specifically the driver radios, but it's the driver. There's a feature on F1 TV that you can see. There's a driver cam, and that through that you'd hear the driver's radio. So I think multi-view is on F1 TV. So again, for those of you in the United States, if you link if you are subscribed to Apple TV, you can then link your account back to your F1 account, and you'll get F1 TV Premium. And basically, that will give you everything that you had previously, or actually even more. I think it's actually more than Pro. Yeah, I think it's better. I think it's the next level. It's the highest level. It's premium, not Pro. So I was under Pro last year. I'm paying $17 more. I'm getting more for my money, basically. So, anyways, sports for rich drivers and rich audience. No, that's not the case. I mean, streaming rights in the United States. Nobody. I just realized that Double Miami is possible replacing. No, I don't think they would do a Double Miami. I don't. They're on Miami is a street course. They're on actual roads. I don't think the county would let them do another race. Can Max compete against the Ferraris and the Mercedes? He can. He was in the FP1 was competing. He's had an issue with his car today. In this session, but I mean he's still. I mean he's only 6 and a third. 6.637 back off of Oscar's time. Yellow flag, and that is Sergio Perez is stopped on track. Where is he on track? He is in around, I believe, turn 11, 12. So Perez is stopped on track. Is this a red flag? This is a yellow flag. I don't know if he's moving. All right, so we've gone to a virtual safety car, and I think Okay, so I have been robbed of my red flag again. Perez is getting out of the car. It has gone to a virtual safety car because they're basically the marshals are going to come up and they're going to roll the car backwards behind. He stopped, so he's managed to stop the car where there's a gap to basically roll cars off the track. And here we go. And this is so Perez has not set a time. And something has gone wrong with his car as well. So VSC is ending, and we're going back to green. We've got 3 minutes and 43 seconds left to go. So in these last, Isaac locks up and becomes a tractor. So for those who are curious, there is a bingo game that basically we've joined up with a. They're called blanking on their name. This is what happens when you get to midnight. It's Trace. There. Thank you, boss. We've just put the link into chat for our bingo league. You've got time to join our again. Basically, our league is based on races. So basically, you go to their website and you pick 9 things that could potentially happen. What you think might happen over the race. For example, I have picked there will be a red flag. I'm now debating whether that is a good choice. I'm probably going to keep it anyways in regards. Reinhard, welcome to the family. I have not seen you before. We need Ferrari and that's one of the choices. You could say Hamilton wins, or there's a Ferrari podium. One team has a double DNF because the drivers crashed. These are the things that you can pick. I'll actually go with my car. We've got 2 minutes to go in this session right now. Pretty much everyone, if they don't have a problem with their car, they're out on track right now. So Alonso's out. We should see Oscar, Antonelli, Russell, Verstappen probably come out any moment now. I expect them to come out, but here comes Oscar, here comes Antonelli. Again, the reason they're coming out now is so they can be on track when time expires, so that they can do. Oh, there's Charles doing going through the gravel. He locked up. That's why he went wide. So the big thing about this year is that, unlike last year's cars, the previous cars, the floors of the cars got very detailed and very intricate. And going through the gravel really messed them up. And they've kept a little bit of the downforce action in the floor, but it's been greatly simplified. Greatly. Oh, who is turn 2? Someone is. I didn't catch who it was, but it was someone nearly stopped at turn 2. But the floors this year, they're not as efficient in terms of a vacuum cleaner as they were last year. Alonso set a personal best of 124.662. That is definitely within that 107 number we were talking about. Yeah, no Venturi floors. So going through the gravel it's still not good, but it isn't as bad as it was last year when they went over the gravel. They really screwed up with those Venturi floors. So Max did not come out. Gasly, Sainz, Stroll, obviously, and Perez are not on track. And those are the only ones who did not come out. We have taken the checkered flag, and this is the end of our session. Oscar's going to take it be top of the board with a 119.729. Anthony was 214 back. Russell was 320 back. Hamilton and Leclerc were 4th and 5th. Verstappen 6th. Norris 7th. We get Lindblad 8th. Isaac 9th. And then the Haas's Ocon, Bierman 10th and 11th. Hulkenberg was 12th. Lawson was 13th. Borrello was 14th. Albon 15th. Gasly was 16th. Sainz 17th. 18th. Colapino. Bottas set a time at 19th. And then Alonso set a time 4.9 seconds back, and Stroll set a time over 6 seconds back. Perez did not set a time, unfortunately. So that is our board. Again, we had Oscar at the top, Mercedes. And again, Mercedes has been looking good. FP1 we had, Red Bull and Ferrari playing top of the board. Now we've got Oscar and Mercedes. So it is different in each session. So just bring up my board just quickly. So I did pick that Oscar might win his own GP, and this session helps puts confidence in that one. 3 points. A driver complains about energy deployment. That seems like an easy, low-hanging fruit. 3 points. Both Cadillacs finish ahead of both Aston Martins. That might not happen. I've got 5 and 6 or 6 cars may not retire. We hear commentary on clipping. So what clipping is basically the car gets to the end of the straight, has run out of their battery, and so they start harvesting right away. Full safety car deployed is one of them, and then finally my full send on my card is Perez scores points, which I may want to reconsider that one as well, but. Again, that there you go. Boss put up my bingo board. So yeah, Boss, race. You can look it up at Racing Statistics. You can see me. You can see other people's boards as well. Yeah, this is the first race, first real board. I mean, we'll see how things go. So this is going to come to our end of our broadcast day. Effectively, again, we'll be back tomorrow for free practice 3 and quali. I will be definitely here for that, unless I've been told otherwise. But I'm expecting to be here for those and the race on Saturday for me, Sunday for everyone. Sunday in Australia. Yeah, time zones. Yeah, literally everything is prime time USA for me for this race, which is crazy. Again, this has been Grash. Again, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. We'll take